Hey everybody, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I am Bueller, and I'm back with another creator interview with none other than Luke Lieberman. Luke, how you doing, man? Welcome back to the channel.
Thank you, man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I know we spoke on the Stanley Alliances stuff a while back. It's good to be back.
Now, before we jump into this Red Sonja book, I want to ask you about that Stanley Alliances. So I know that you work with Stanley, and obviously people can go check out that video and stuff like that, but I did a post on my Instagram about that video. Did you guys share that on a do you have access to like Stan Lee's Instagram or something like that?
Yeah, well, I don't personally, but Kim runs it.
Okay.
I don't know whether she did or not. Usually my partner's the one that kind of liaises with that
so
team.
I just gotta say, I think it was because that post got like 100,000 hits.
It's totally possible. It's totally possible.
Well, I just want to say thank you for that. That was kind of interesting. I was like, what is going on? So, but anyways, to the book that we're here to talk about, Red Sonja, Death and the Devil, new book that comes out next Wednesday on the 11th. And you are the writer of this book, among other things. We'll get to that in a little bit, but I'm just going to give it to you. What are we looking at here when this book hits next week? What type of story are we looking at? Go ahead and fill me in on the details.
Well, as the name suggests, it's going to be bloody, but it's kind of a bookend. If anybody read a series I did called Birth of a She-Devil, and what this is, she killed someone in Birth of a She-Devil, which she totally meant to. He was deserving. He needed to go, but he was the Sultan of Tehran, and so when he died, it sort of left this power vacuum, and now there's a war over who's going to take the throne. It's, you've got generals and military people on one side, you have snake cults and religious fanatics on the other, and then there's like his only living heir who's actually a bastard that was like scrubbing the floors and just managed to survive the purge. And so Sonja and a new character named Bloodless, who's kind of an undead assassin, they're both after this kid with the idea that they'll put him on the throne and it'll create peace. It's not that well thought out of a plan. But this kind of goes along with the theme. So Birth of a She-Devil, Death and the Devil, they both take place during her formative years. Like, I like this sort of space in her literature that hasn't really been explored between what happened in her origin and her being the fully formed Red Sonja. And it seems to me like there's some teenage years in there in particular where she's really kind of figuring out who she is. She's a little more volatile, and she's in the process of becoming.
So basically, she's making mistakes.
Yeah, and then she tries to clean them up. And so killing the king in Tehran was kind of a mistake. At least there's a consequence to that action, in that now she feels responsible for all of the bloodshed and chaos that's going on in Tehran. And so she goes back to try to fix it. But she's also grappling with how she feels about death, because, obviously she's got a lot of blood on her hands. And then she also has her folks, her family's deaths in her head. And so, she's someone who tends to kind of barrel through, and she needs to kind of grapple with what all of this means. Like, what does it mean to her to take someone's life? And what does it mean? What are the consequences of doing that? And, what were the consequences for her when someone did it to her village? Because death is not the end of a situation. The living still have to deal with the fallout.
So on this one right here, let's get into a little bit of the details. So this is, like I said, comes out next week, comes out on September 11th. Is this a 5-issue run? I don't know exactly how many books we're looking at here.
It might be 4 or 5. It's a mini. 4 or 5. I don't recall, because I tend to just write these things as much as they need. That's the nice thing about being me writing Red Sonja, is that I can kind of just write the breadth of the story that's necessary. And I, you don't want to be in a situation where you're ever kind of writing filler to try to get to a certain page count. or you don't want to be in the opposite situation where you don't have enough room to tell the story. I honestly don't remember whether it's 4 or 5 because we wrote this. I mean, I think I finished it about 6 or 7 months ago, which is a lifetime ago for me. Yeah. So, it's the number it needs to be to tell the story it needs to tell.
So what kind of art style were you looking for when you had this in mind? I know you got the artists on board, but what was your envision when you're like, okay, I want this book to look like this?
Well, it's about death. So there was a bit of a thought, kind of a Tim Burton-esque and Jim Jarmusch kind of vibe to the art. In particular, also because we were creating a new character, that undead assassin. His name's Bloodless. And I wanted that character to launch. Like, I wanted him to mean something. I wanted him to be someone we could come back to. So I want to just be like another character in the literature of which there are infinite. I want this one to be someone that I can use again, or other writers can pick up and use. So I wanted someone special that could really nail him.
Yeah. What was his name again?
Bloodless.
No, the artist.
Oh, hold on.
He's looking it up there.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
That's all right, man. Well, you said 7 or 8 months ago is a lifetime when it comes to comic books, right?
Yeah, Alberto Locatelli. Yeah,
there you go.
We did choose Alberto. I mean, I had a lot of artists put in front of me, and he's the one that really had the vibe. Like, he was picking up what I put down. And I mean, I tend to test artists out too. Like, I don't just pick one. I usually have them do some. In this case, Bloodless. I wanted someone to do some concept work on Bloodless and give the character a cool look. And that's, Alberto managed to do that.
Nice. So I alluded to this a little bit earlier. Obviously, you're writing this Red Sonja book, but that's not all that you're connected to Red Sonja. I mean, Red Sonja, I mean, I already know the answer to this, but what is your connection with Red Sonja?
So the character's rights are sitting in LLC, Red Sonja LLC, and I'm the manager of that company. So I'm the proprietor, the licensor. I'm the one who. So it means I'm across all the product lines. Obviously, the publishing with Nikki and Dynimite, which has been going on forever. We also have a novel with Gail that's coming out in November. So that was a fun project. It's a pretty big project. The movie. Obviously, we just finished post on the movie. But everything, sideshow statues and boss fights got action figures coming out, and there's some apparel, and just I think you were mentioning earlier that there are people who make coffee and that I might want to talk to them. Yes, I would be the person to talk to.
Yeah. So, like you just said, if anyone wants to do anything involving Red Sonja, the Red Sonja universe, this is the man to talk to you right here. You just mentioned the movie. How that? I know you've seen it, or seen what
I've seen it.
How's it looking? Are you pretty excited about it?
1,000,000 times. Well, we are just like, it just got finished. Edit, picture locked, visual effects in, sound post, sound mix done, music. We had a great composer did the music for Witcher that did a really cool score for us. I was happy with, and the whole thing. Like, I was looking at it again. I was trying to figure out, like, what's a good comp to this movie, because it's not anything like, it's not a Marvel movie. It's not a DC movie. It's not anything like the old De Laurentiis, Conan, and Red Sonja movies. So I was trying to think, like, what's the right sort of vibe, and I think Braveheart is probably, like, Braveheart with a little more fantasy is really the right vibe for this movie. That's kind of how it comes across.
Do we have any type of an official release date for the movie?
No. I couldn't tell you. You'll know when people know.
Sure. Very cool. Well, that's very exciting. It must be kind of cool to see that come to life. So let me ask you, what drew you to Red Sonja? I mean, like you said, you're the guy. What drew you to that?
So the history is, after college, my first job after college was working for Stan. And my family controlled Conan and Red Sonja and those characters. Conan and a bunch of that universe got sold off.
Yeah.
And Red Sonja was sitting around. I mean, it's kind of sitting around at that point. It was, 2003, somewhere in there. I was working for Stan. Nothing had really happened with the character since Marvel stopped publishing it in
Sure.
the early 90s or something like that. So it had been kind of dormant for a while. And Pop asked me if there's something I could do with this. So, found a publisher, started getting the comic books back out there, building the character back up. And that was 20 years ago.
That's great. And never look back, man. That's awesome, man. There's so much out there for Red Sonja, different books, volumes, all this stuff, statues, you name it. Still no copy, but you know what? I might be able to help make that happen. But you know what? It's really cool. Really looking forward to the movie. Let me ask you kind of a fun question, because I know you've gone to Comic-Cons and you do this stuff. Do you have a favorite cosplay of Red Sonja that you've seen? Is there one that like just?
Well, I'm gonna have to say my wife, or she's gonna kill me. Shannon Kingston did wonderful cosplays. Gracie, the cosplay goddess, is kind of the obvious. I mean, she really nails it. I don't know. I think that those would be my favorite too.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to just see. Honestly, it's nice. It's nice to see that women are sort of bold enough to put this on too. I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. This costume, wearing it around conventions and such, and they pull it off. And I think what it really takes to pull it off is a certain confidence.
Yeah.
That's kind of
that's kind of what I was going to say. It takes a lot of confidence to, you know what? I mean, we know this. There's not much to the costume, and it's not something I would feel comfortable trying on. It's not really on my bag. But you know what?
To be honest, if you give me Conan's like loincloth or whatever, I don't know if I really want to walk around, Comic-Con, but it works for certain people. I mean, I love to see that kind of fandom, that kind of living embodiment. That's really cool. And the other thing that always shocks me is like, because Shannon's on social, so she's showing me this stuff all the time, is like all the tattoos, because that's real commitment. I don't have any tattoos, but like getting your favorite character tattooed on your body that's a statement.
I'm pretty sure you probably saw this, but one of my favorite covers recently, when Red Sonja relaunched the regular title, they had Shannon Mayer doing the A cover. And Shannon, he's a friend of mine and stuff. And God, it was such a great looking cover, man. I saw that, and just because how you've seen his artwork, obviously, and stuff. It's just beautiful. It looks like silk. And just seeing his version of Red Sonja come to life, and then with the metal covers and all that.
See if I have it on my wall here. I might. Well, what really kind of hit you about that, because he was close on the. He's right there. Yeah. He was close on the character. Hold on a minute. Shannon. Got to pull it out of here probably.
Isn't that great?
This is the foil cover.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. God, he does a good job.
But it's really in the eyes.
Yes.
Like that's kind of it's that eye right there. Yeah. It kind of gives you she's deadly. But there's no anger in it. Yeah. She's like, this isn't an angry character. This is someone who knows she can kill you, and she's not all that upset about it.
It's beautiful deadly is what that is. So, yeah. But he did a great job. But hey, man, I don't want to keep you very long. I just want to jump on here and talk about this new book. Like we said earlier, it comes out next week, September 11th. We're looking at 4 to 5 issue series. Like Luke said earlier, it's been like 7 months, and he's like, not sure, but you know what? It's in there. But obviously, the FOC has passed for the first issue, but you can always add the second and third and fourth issue for FOC if you guys want to order it through your comic shop. You can also go to Dynimitecomics.com. They have them on their website as well for more information. But Luke, are you traveling anywhere? Are you going to any conventions? New York's just right around the corner. Baltimore is. You going to be there at all?
Well, I'm traveling literally tomorrow just for a wedding, but I may go to New York because we're doing a Gale, the novel that Gail wrote is coming out in November. So we're doing kind of a big panel with Gail in New York Comic Con. So I'm considering that one.
Nice.
But yeah, circling back to Death and the Devil, look, I only write these things at this point when I've got something I really want to say personally. I mean, otherwise you can leave it to other creatives, and there's always other things I can do.
Sure.
I wrote this because this was a story that was jumping out at me, and it's a fun tale. It's a cool tale, and it really kind of gets into the guts of the character.
That's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm a fan, so I'll be checking it out next week when I'm hitting the road again at some comic shops. But Luke, I want to say thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time. Take care of everyone under the roof there. With the having a rough time right now. So good luck with that. And you know what? I'll probably see you in New York because I'm planning on being there as well.
Okay, cool. All
right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to live your best life. You know what to do. We'll see you next time